Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And I am just so amazed that it is already mid-November. I don't know if that is catching anyone else by surprise, but it has come very quickly for me this year. I feel an acceleration of the energy and the momentum of the season starting to pick up. And I think it's so important that if that's happening for any of you out there, that it's so important that we remember to stop, to take a breath, to still choose to be present, not let the days run us or let that momentum run away with us, that we can still remember to pause and breathe. And I celebrate that you're here leaning into this conversation, that you've chosen to be poured into, to receive things along the way that are going to support and empower you on your journey. Today, we're going to be talking about finding your potential, unmasking it, your gifts, your talents, and innovating. How do we bring all of that together in a powerful way so we are stepping into this fourth quarter more and more in alignment with who we are on purpose? So we get to be mindful and powerful and empower those around us as we step forward into the holiday season and into the beginning of the year. That we don't suddenly switch in January, that we've now start, that we are now going to live on purpose, but we get to start today, right now. We get to continue that journey. We get to every day make choices to continue to be on purpose, to continue to lean in and discover more of who we are, more of what we are called to bring to the world. And I want to encourage you to do that because the world needs you and more of you, more of what you uniquely and powerfully have to offer. Very excited about our two guests today. They have leaned in to bringing their gifts, to their talents forward. And I feel like they are both doing so in unstoppable ways. You are going to love their energy, their heart, their spirit, their wisdom, their insight, and their journeys that they have gone on. They will inspire you. So I'm excited to share today with you, honored to have you leaning in. And I want you to get the most out of our conversation today. So to do that, I'm going to encourage you to slow down. This time is for you. I invite you to be fully present, not multitasking, halfway here. Really be fully present because there is something here for you by the very nature of you tuning in. And I don't want you to miss it. I want you to receive everything that is here for you, lovingly, beautifully prepared. So with that, I invite you, as you're slowing down and you're feeling how that feels, to slow down. Notice how you're feeling. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel it pour in through your body, bringing oxygen, energy, support to every cell. And as you breathe out, you're releasing all that no longer serves, creating room and space for more. Lowering your stress levels as you slow down to listen and receive, opening your eyes, your heart, your ears to truly hear. And in fact, let's dial this up. I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. As your eyes are closed and you're continuing to breathe, in through the nose, all the way to your toes, out through your mouth, like through a straw. Put both your hands on your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Become curious about what it is trying, heartbeat by heartbeat, beat by beat, to say to you, to share with you, to remind you. Perhaps there's a message in between the beats of the heart. So as you're feeling in and listening, and you're curiously leaning into what it has to share with you, I want you to ask, what is it you need today? What is it that I need today? What do you need today? What does your heart need? What do you need? That you are willing to receive, because you have choice. See if that shifts anything for you. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Let's receive that information. Take another breath. Come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present. And take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Let's keep it top of mind. Please notice I didn't ask you to identify how. You're simply identifying what it is you need. And you're open to discover how that might move forward. And perhaps on today's show, you're going to hear something that's a new way to look at things, a new perspective, a new idea, something you can add to your toolbox to help you navigate through life. Maybe some tools that can support you on your journey, perhaps new connections. So let's see, lean in, write it down, start bringing it into reality, and be open to the wonderful way you never saw coming that can support you in moving you and that need forward in a powerful, positive way. So writing it down helps you keep it top of mind, glance down at that paper throughout our time together, and I know you will be powerfully served. So with that, I'd love to go through and connect with our amazing guests that are joining us today and just see 10 to 15 seconds what was laid on their heart. So with that, Bree, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen.
Well, I feel like it was reflecting on my strong connections with children, actually, and the lightness that they bring me and how open and loving they are.
I love that. Makes me smile as I hear you say that and feel into that. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And how about you, Jean? What was laid on your heart?
Actually, that I think we get caught up in the moment of working and doing so much multitasking that we don't take the time to take that breath and take that moment to really take that relaxation. And I think doing it more often really brings that breath of air and brings that chance for you to kind of regroup for a moment. And I realize I need to do that more often.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. I know for myself, it's so easy to get caught up in the doing. I'm a great doer. I can check all kinds of things off my list. But I can sometimes forget to pause, to breathe, life into life and really stay present and enjoy the moments too, not just cross them off my list. That can be a tendency I have. So I really appreciate, that's one of the things I appreciate about the show and this opportunity to connect with everybody. It's that mindful practice built into my weekly rhythm where I get to connect and be and breathe and have that support from everyone around the world. And I so appreciate that and that opportunity to connect. And it's so enriching for me. So, Jean, I appreciate you sharing. Thank you.
Of course.
Listeners, absolutely. And listeners, how about you? What did you feel? Did you notice, wow, that was a little bit stretching for my lungs to stop, pause, and breathe deeply? Or noticing what it felt like to slow down a little bit? Or did you feel that warmth and connection that Bree was feeling? What did you notice? What did you feel? What bubbled up within you? We are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And as we do that, stay in this moment. These are 2 minutes for you. They are my gift to you today. Receive them. Enjoy these 2 minutes. Just stay present. See what's bubbling up within you. And we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Our gift to you today, that we are giving you time. And in fact, we have moments throughout the show especially designed to support you 2 minutes at a time. So I encourage you to lean into those opportunities to process, breathe, integrate, and actually have the wisdom, tips, and insights that touch you become part of you. Instead of just being added to the to-do list, you can take a moment, segment by segment, to embrace and to integrate into who you are. So I encourage you to use those moments, enjoy them. And as we come back together and we're looking at how to discover our potential, unmask our gifts and talents, and really bring innovation into our life, that's a way we can share our gifts and talents. I'm very excited to introduce our first amazing guest. Jean Criss is an author and writer. She's an author of actually multiple books. She's a media entrepreneur and fashion designer and tech innovator. She's known especially for her work in the digital marketing space, leveraging over 25 years experience in cable TV, digital media, print, and online. She has led and leads sales and marketing teams to success, and she's even created her own powerful fashion brand, Criss, combining her passion for fashion and media. I love how she's brought those together, and is on a mission to make the world a better place. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the dynamic, powerful, and heart-centered Jean Criss to the show. Welcome.
Thanks, Rebecca. Welcoming intro.
You are so welcome. I am thrilled to have you joining us today. And I'd love to start with why this work that you do, because you have a fire and a passion in you and all that you're bringing forward in so many different ways. So why is this work of making the world a better place, why is that personally so important to you?
Yes, well, I think it's been so meaningful because I've experienced a lot through the years, and whether it be through many personal and professional experiences that I've had, that I wanted to make change happen. And I was determined. I've been a resilient type of person all my life, and I figured out ways to problem solve, basically, how to put pen to paper, how to put media ideas into play, how to put ideas into innovation and get creative. And so that's really what I did. It was the basics, but I took the basics and then took it a few steps further. And I basically became an author. Mm-hmm. I created a creative media agency and took everything that I had basically learned from digital media, cable, online, advertising, marketing, and put it in a portfolio of services to make that available to clients and offer different creative experiential solutions for them. And then after I had breast cancer, it wasn't just about me, it was about everyone that was surrounding me. I was around so many different survivors, and I just didn't like what I was seeing from a fashion perspective and from what I wore. It was very uncomfortable for me, and I had a lot of surgeries, and I wore a lot of uncomfortable garments, and I spent a lot of time in the hospital and at home recovering, and I just wanted to make the world a better place. So I decided to innovate a brand, Criss Intimates, that really brought fashion forward in the world of post-surgical undergarments. And that's what I attempted to do, and introduced, a line that took my media and my marketing background, knew nothing about fashion design, but I did know how to self-educate and, learn about different areas in marketing and research, and that's what I did. I basically took how I had educated myself throughout my career in other areas, whether it be for clients or for my own advancements in my career. I did the same in fashion. So I did that with fashion, and I also did my own advertising and branding and marketing for the brand because I knew how to do that. And I created, I didn't like having to carry around all of the garb that we carry around in our pockets and our briefcases with cords with our mobile phones and computers. And so I created a tech device, a mobile charger, and something that's very small, a micro-sized mobile charger that fits in your pocket and services all USB and USB devices. And I figured out how to create, go through the whole utility patent process, trademarks, the whole IP world, educated myself on that end of the spectrum. And so I really kind of took innovation to new levels for myself, and really enjoyed, doing all of that. So I kind of branched out into many new markets, but really had a learning curve through the whole process. But I've enjoyed it all along the way, and I keep innovating and doing those sorts of things.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, some of your personal journey, and I love how you were able to have that inspire you, have that motivate you, have you look at things differently to bring things where you saw a gap, how things could be improved. Yeah. I think that's just really powerful. And I think for our listeners, those of you who are thinking, how do people come up with ideas? How do they innovate? I feel like that's a beautiful example of some of how you did that, and you followed it through, and you learned what you needed to learn to be able to bring it forward. Anything you would add to that?
Well, just that I know that over time I've met so many different people and across many different industries that people like to hear about stories. They like you to share stories and stories of creativity. And really understanding your personal story. And I know a lot of creativity comes from sharing those personal success stories. And so I've really tried to follow a path with my own writing. And I write a lot. I really enjoy writing. I have a passion for writing, whether it be with blogging, writing articles, or press releases and things like that. But really bringing it home to a center where I can be relatable to the audience. And so in my writing, I try to relate it to an experience I may have had or I have been through that is relatable to the subject matter, whether it be a business subject matter or something on a personal nature that I may be talking about, whether it be, technology or cancer. So, I kind of just wanted to add that because I think sharing that personal experience really helps people relate to what you're talking about.
I think that is a great insight to share, that we can have these brilliant things that we are creating or bringing forward, but it's so important to stay in the mix and to share in a way that people can connect and relate, and showing that you are human, showing there's an understanding the journey will really resonate, and I think inspire people too, as well as have them lean into what you're building and creating and bringing to the world and some of the vision of it. So you were mentioning your writing and some of because you've written lots, you have extensive writing experience in so many different ways that you're bringing the world, you're helping touch the world and bring all that you're called to bring forward. I'd love for you to share, how did you start to write and what kind of inspires and motivates you in that?
Well, I think the writing first started after I got breast cancer. I got diagnosed with bilateral breast cancer, and I just spent a lot of days in solitude, whether it be in the hospital or just recovering at home, and on the weekends, and just trying to find that, understanding as to why this happened to me. Well, I did my own research in that area to really find out whether it was a family history or was not. And in my case, it was not. I had a lot of unanswered, questions, and that really had me learn how to document my journey, and that started my first book of writing, and that really led to writing a lot about not just my personal journey, but inspiring myself to write about other business things for clients as well. So at the same time that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I had launched Criss Media and started to launch the trilogy series, My Pain Woke Me Up, which is about breast cancer. It's a book about going through the divorce process that I went through, and then becoming an entrepreneur and live your dreams, talking about the process of launching products and innovation. So it was kind of my whole journey of everything I was experiencing in that book series. But now I write about new innovations and new technologies and things that I do now, and other personal experiences that I've been through. So it's just whatever strikes me or whatever I'm currently working on that inspires me. I write right now for New York Women in Film and Communications, and I write and blog for different entertainment events and different people that are involved in the organization, and write about their journeys as well.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, and I love that you harnessed a very difficult time and were able to bring positive creation from it. Like that's really neat that during that time as you're writing, you're documenting, you're processing, you're also creating. And that brings a really positive movement and energy in a difficult time. And I think that's very empowering for you as a writer, and for those who maybe are going through a challenging or difficult time, being able to look ahead and create from that as well can shift things forward. And I just think that's a great way that we can innovate and bring light into what can be a hard or challenging or dark time. So I love that you did that. And we are running close on time, but I know you are an innovator. So I wanted to take a moment to have you share. Are there any projects or things that are in the works that we can be looking for, watching for, or books or anything like that we can have on our radar?
Yes. Well, I have a few books in the works that I'm hoping to get published for next year. And I have always introducing new articles. I have a blog my own blog that I have, and always getting invited on different podcasts and radio shows like yours, so posting those to my websites. And then with my fashion line, I am continuing to introduce new partners and hopefully have some new and exciting things to announce the first of the year. So can't announce anything at this point, but I am starting to I just obtain a lot of certifications this year and getting approved with my business at different levels for women-owned business, small business, things like that are really going to take me to the next level with what I need to do. So, that's very exciting for me.
Oh, I love it. Well, congratulations on all that you have done, all that you're bringing forward, and all that is to come. So we'll keep our eyes, ears, and hearts out and be watching. And listeners, we will have Jean share all her contact information so you can follow and connect. We will share that at the end of the show, so stay tuned. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and here's a great opportunity to use these 2 minutes for you. Really think about what Gina shared. What is speaking to your heart, to your spirit? What are some little ideas that you're thinking, maybe I could bring that forward. Maybe I could learn or get that additional information to take those next steps. Because if you have those seeds planted in you, it's because that's needed in the world, and you have an opportunity to help bring it forward. So enjoy these 2 minutes, and we'll continue our conversation in just a moment.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for The Power of Young People to Change the World, hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. And I know I got inspired by all that Jean shared. And I love how she turned a challenging, difficult time into creating and bringing forward things that can help and serve so many. So I just love she's combined her gifts, her talents, and brought them together in such a way that she's able to make a big impact and make such a powerful difference. So I love that, both in her writing as well as all that she's innovating and bringing forward, and starting with what she was trying to understand and process from a writing perspective of noticing things being uncomfortable or could they be better, and then taking the steps to bring it forward. So I just love that, all that Jean shared, and I encourage you to keep thinking about what are those things that could be better that you could perhaps help bring forward. Well, I love that. And I'm excited as we continue to explore how to bring our gifts, our talents forward, how to discover our potential. And sometimes these things are discovered in difficult times. We discover some of the gifts and some of the talents and some of the things we can bring forward. And I feel like Jean discovered a new level, a new way she could do that. And our next amazing guest also went through some really difficult times that she's been able to harness in a really powerful way. So I'm excited to introduce her to you, Capirsi. Oh, actually, can you help me with your last name? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, Bree.
Capirsi.
I knew that wasn't right. Capirsi. Thank you. I appreciate that. She's a highly intuitive writer, astrologer, and a physician medium who grew up in the Pacific Northwest for years and years. She was a medical mystery, and doctors just didn't know what to do or how to help. She had trouble standing and walking and being able to hold her body up in ways that I think sometimes we take for granted. Like the doctors just didn't know how to help, and was even accused at times of, making it up kind of thing, and because they just didn't know how to help. And she realized that the issue was more in the energetic world and space, and that's the reason she was sick and struggling. This led to her studying Celtic shamanic practices, mediumship, and spiritual theory, Western astrology. And now she uses all of that knowledge and the discovery of her gifts and is able to help others that are highly sensitive heal and shine. She is passionate about helping educate others that there is healing and that they can step into their divine, powerful gifts. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and I would say fully committed to making a difference, Capirsi, to the show. I keep trying. Welcome.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for having me, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here.
You are so welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And I shared just a little bit, and I know we met through an opportunity where you shared a video and gave an example of some of what you struggled with, visual example of that. And it was really powerful. And then in front of that video that you were sharing of the before, you were standing vibrantly and beautifully as you are now. And I would love for you to share a little bit of that journey with our listeners and why this work is so important to you.
Yeah, so yes, it's been a very complex journey for sure. Most of my life I've lived with this mystery illness that left me, just on the floor and not being able to function with my body. But through a lot of emotional processing and release and tuning into my emotions and my energetic body, I've been able to really change my life and to even empower others now. And so I'm really passionate about this work because of, obviously, my own experiences, but I also just know so many people that are highly sensitive and who have these gifts and really are unaware of it. And I see them sitting in their darkness and sitting with all this stuff that they carry and feel and aren't able to process, and I see where they're able to change that, and so I'm just so passionate about helping them with it for transformation in their lives. So that's really what inspires me.
Thank you for sharing. And I'm just curious for you, as you made these connections and you did the emotional processing and healing, and you went on this path of discovery and learning and growing and tapping into your energetic body, and now able to hold your body up and to be able to walk and move and all of those different things that you're able to do, and now help others as well. What has that journey been like for you when you look back and where you were and that moment where you discovered it could be different and you took those steps? How has that changed your life, or has it? I guess I shouldn't assume. I'd love for you to share on that.
It absolutely has changed my life. It's funny. I kind of see life as this, it's kind of like a video game. And I feel like the biggest thing that actually propelled me on my journey to step into more of this lightness was looking at the dark stuff. All of that stuff that was keeping me dense and keeping me immovable. Being able to look at it and, it's like after I looked at it and processed it in the energetic world, I kind of feel like I, got a golden star, and I'm always rewarded with something after I do these things. And I mean, most of those rewards for me are just being able to see other people light up when they see it in themselves too. But that's, I would say that it would be looking at the darkness as the thing that has helped me the most.
And looking at the darkness can seem a little uncomfortable, scary, hard. I think we shy away from the darkness sometimes, or I feel like sometimes it can feel daunting or intimidating, or we just want to put it back in the closet, not deal with that, and move forward. But it sounds like it was so important for your healing journey. Do you have a tip or advice for anyone who's feeling like this stuff is weighing me down, it's holding me back, it's time to face some of this and lean in? What advice or suggestion would you give to them?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people self-identify with their darkness. And I see this so much, is that they identify themselves as a really emotional person, or someone that feels too much, or feels like they're pain in other people's lives. And if you're able to reframe that and see darkness and fear as something you're processing, like it's just a temporary process that you're moving through a moment, and you're able to harness it and work with it in that way, you don't identify with it, and it doesn't keep bringing you down, in a sense. And so when you're able to do that, and you kind of look at the three bodies you have, everyone's always looking at the physical and the mental body of physical health, going to the doctor, mental health, going to the therapist. But then you add in that third piece of the energetic health, with meditation and breathing, like you've been doing on this call, and these things that are helping to move energy through your body throughout your days, and seeing it as a process more than what you're identifying with or what's happening in your life. I think that is where the change starts to really happen. Great.
No, thank you. I love that this is temporary. It's something I'm moving through, not something that is me or I need to claim and own as part of my identity. I think that's really powerful. And you mentioned this phrase about how sometimes people feel they feel too much, or there are pain in people's lives, that there's this sensitivity and power kind of mixed almost, is what I heard in that. So how can someone know if they are highly sensitive, and perhaps it would be really good for them to connect with their energetic body and maybe even get support on the journey?
Yeah, so a highly sensitive person, from what I've witnessed and experienced, they're typically someone they're an ultra empath. They feel the weight of the world. They might think of suicide a lot, or they're in the depths of their emotion and others. if they've experienced a lot of trauma in their life, or if they have a very sensitive or sick body, or if you're more drawn to art, because artists seem to really channel energy from other realms. And also, some people that are always working with their heart chakra. I've had a lot of people come to me lately that are teachers, nurses, healers, counselors, and those types of people that are having these types of spiritual experiences that they didn't realize they could have. But if any of that kind of sounds similar or sounds like something that you relate to, those would be the type of people that would benefit from tapping into their energetic body, because it is so, this is just naturally integrated into their day-to-day life.
Perfect, which is why they're feeling so much and connecting in that way. So as you went on your journey and you were able to process and heal, you also discovered that you had gifts and that you were very gifted. You were a sensitive person, very gifted. I'd love for you to share a little bit of that. How, in discovering that, how did that change things for you?
Yeah, so as I was able to tune into my emotions and open up these kind of gifts, so my gifts specifically are, I would say clairaudience is what I call it, is this ability to hear energetic information from the other side, but also see psychically. And so those are the gifts that opened up for me. And what that's done for me has really made it so I am able to step into my light and to help other people who are also experiencing those things. Mm-hmm. And I'm more connected as well with what's happening around me. I feel like I used to be someone that dissociated a lot, and which is common for highly sensitives. They kind of escape or leave their body because of so much emotion, but in doing this, you're able to channel your energy and use these divine gifts. So
beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I was just thinking, as we look back on our conversation, and you've been on this journey of unmasking your gifts, of stepping into your potential, of healing, and now reaching out and helping others on this journey, are there things or projects or things coming up that we can have on our radar?
Oh, well, I am actually working on a book that I'm super excited about. It's a memoir, and it'll be about my own journey with everything that happened to me in my highly sensitive journey, with some tips for other highly sensitives on what they can do to, to harness this energy to support them in their life as well. So I'm really excited about that, and that should be coming out next year.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm excited to see that come forward, and we'll be watching as well. And as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, Bree, thank you so much for sharing. We'll make sure to have you share your contact information next segment so everyone can connect in that feels that pull. Listeners, I want to give you this time to really think about some of what Bree has shared with you. Perhaps you identify with feeling the weight of the world on you, or you're feeling some of these things. Isn't it great to know that you're not alone, and you might be highly sensitive and gifted, and that's part of what is creating that ability to feel so deeply. So I give you these next 2 minutes. Enjoy, stay present, breathe, and we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you've enjoyed these 2-minute pauses to breathe, be, receive. I know behind the scenes, as we're talking about some of the logistics, behind the scenes, there were also pauses between all of us just enjoying being connected and being and breathing. And I think that's so important to remember to build into your day-to-day activities. And so I'm going to invite you at the very end of the show, I encourage you, don't just rush back out into the world. Take a moment, take 2 minutes for you. Take a breath and choose how you want to be as you step back into the world. And that will help you have a more centered, purposeful day that you're making choices that align with you. So I encourage you to do that. It is voluntary. You have choice. But I would invite you to approach the remaining day and have it unfold for you and with you. You getting to be who you are and how you want to be in that. And as I reflect back on our time together today, I'm really struck by how both of our guests have really leaned into their respective gifts and talents and have decided to share them with the world and to bring them forward in powerful ways. And I find that very inspiring. And perhaps some of you listening have felt that pull. It's time I bring this forward. It's time that I share this with the world. Or maybe I can bring that idea forward. If you're feeling any of those things, I want to encourage you to connect with our guests. I'm going to have them share their contact information in just a moment, and we're doing that on purpose. It's not just because that's what you do on a show, going through the drill. It's because I truly want you to have that contact and opportunity to connect with them like I do, so that you have a way, if someone is sparking something in you, that you can follow them, you can connect with them, you can take that to a deeper level. So have your papers and pen ready to be able to capture that information as we share it with you. And then for those of you who are feeling a call to share your message, that you're wanting to be on shows like ours or be on other platforms where you can share your message, I wanted to invite you to check out the Speaker Talent Search. You can find it at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. Again, that's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We have several a year. This next one coming up, its deadline is on November 30th. So you want to pay attention to the deadlines, especially if you're looking at, wouldn't it be great to have some speaking opportunities or interview opportunities lined up first quarter? I encourage you to check it out. speakertalentsearch.com. It's part of our give back in helping messengers and experts and leaders get on more stages and reach more people. So I hope that serves you. And with that, I'm excited to have each of our guests share their contact information and the best way to connect in. So with that, Jean, what's the best way for people to connect with you?
Yes, the best way to connect is through my websites. I have jeancrissmedia.com and crisscrossintimates.com. And I'm also offering a free promotion. Would you like me to just share that now?
Yeah, that would be fabulous.
Great. So I'm offering a free 15-minute phone consultation for any business consultation for the media business, and also a free book of their choice with the trilogy series with a paid consultation. And on the Intimate Apparel website, Crisscross Intimates, if they use the promo code GIFT, 20% off their order through the end of the year.
Wow. So much. Thank you. I appreciate you making those opportunities available to our listeners. Do you mind sharing your website, your links one more time? I want to make sure everybody got them.
Sure. jeancrissmedia.com, and that's CRISS, and crisscrossintimates with an S.com.
Perfect. And then that code, if they want to take advantage of that 20% discount through the end of the year?
Yes. GIFT, gift, on the Crisscross Intimates website.
Perfect.
Put it in the checkout.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today and making so much available. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and the tip that I'd like to share, Rebecca, is really just to keep the power of positivity mindful. That's pretty much how I get through my days and how I've integrated that into the content of all of my work. That's really just helped me to deliver all different types of products and services by keeping that positivity forefront in my life.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Great tip. And Bree, what is the best way for people to connect in with you?
You can find me on my website, which is starseermysteries.com. And also you can follow me on Instagram at starseer.mysteries, where I share astrological updates and other inspiring content.
Beautiful. And is there a way they can get on your list if they're interested in the upcoming book that we know is coming?
Yes, so on my website, you can subscribe to my newsletter for updates there.
Perfect. Okay, great. So I want everyone to be able to stay in the mix and stay attuned for things that are coming with both of our amazing guests. So thank you so much for sharing. And did you have a quick tip for our listeners?
I do. I also wanted to share that I do have a free intuitive consult that is on the main page of my website. It's 30 minutes if anyone's interested in that. Very easy to find if you go to my website. And also, my tip would be if you feel a lot of intensity in your body, I strongly urge you to look up Qigong meditation to move the breath throughout your entire body, because I feel like that is one thing that has really supported me as a highly sensitive.
Say that one more time, just for anyone who missed it.
Qigong meditation, it moves the breath throughout the entire body, and it's I feel like really, really great. So
perfect. No, thank you for that additional tool and tip. I appreciate that. Moving the breath through the body can be so powerful. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing and giving your great tip and the ways that we can connect and that opportunity for a free intuitive reading as well. So thank you for sharing and making that available. Listeners, thank you for joining. We wouldn't have a show without you. So we are thrilled and honored to have you joining us today, and hope that you got some great tips and insight and encouragement, and that as you take those couple moments today before stepping back into the world, you remember that you are beautifully, powerfully and wonderfully made for such a time as this. You're absolutely needed. And I want to encourage you, as you sink into that, as you own that truth, the biggest gift you can give the world is more of you, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, your perspective. So as you go back out into the world, I invite you to bloom where you're planted and find a way to share out, shine just a little bit more. It makes a difference, heart by heart, life by life. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine